Welcome back everybody to Fuller's Outdoor Country. Today we're going to be showing you how to do potato cages and some of the stuff that you're going to need. We're doing this year. Don't have time to do a lot of gardening. We don't have time to do hoeing and stuff, and we're going to try something maybe that'll help us out. Still like to eat our potatoes and stuff, but it's a little bit difficult to get time nowadays to plant them and hoe them and keep everything and harvest them. But we want to show you some of the stuff you're going to need today. You're going to need a roll of welded wire fence. This is 2x4 welded wire fence. You're going to need you some T-posts to help stake it up, hold the potato cages up when you get them full. You're going to need at least a couple bales of straw, something to cut your wire with, wire cutters, pliers. Most of all important things, your potatoes. We're going to be planting Kennebecks and Yukon Golds. And then you're going to need you some fertilizer. We like to use triple 19 for potatoes. Seems that they do really good. Or we're going to do some organic. We're showing them both ways for a lot of people can't do the organic way. We got plenty of goat and chicken manure and compost. We're going to blend that together. So, but for people that doesn't have access to this stuff, that's why we're also showing the triple 19 fertilizer. So let's get to this. I'm going to lay it out here. We're going to cut our fences about 10 foot, and hopefully time that comes around we wrap it up, it's going to be about a 5 foot diameter potato cage. So let's see how it goes. Okay, what we're going to do here, we got our wire roll, and we're going to measure out 8 feet. See right there, and what you want to do is you want to cut it, you wire right in the center, that way you'll have stuff to bend over, or you can cut the edge and the next one will catch it. But this is a 2x4, 2 inches wide, 4 inches tall, welded wire. It's not really extra heavy and you can move it around good. And got a 100-foot roll. Was looking for a 50-foot roll, but right now it's hard to find a lot of fencing in stock, and I just had to get what they had in stock. So we're going to make as many cages as we can. We're going to try to do 2 types of potatoes, and maybe if we have some left over we might try some sweet potatoes also. So, but like I said, you need to get you a tape. Cut them 8 foot. I was going to go 10, but after I looked at it, it's a little too big. All right, what you want to do is get you something lay on this end, keep it from rolling up. I done cut one. Let's see if I can do another one. Eight foot. Well, I lost my daggone cutters. Here they are. Get old and senile sometimes, you forget where you put your stuff. The 8 foot here, you leave about 1 inch wire on the other end sticking out so you have something to lock your wires together with. This stuff's pretty easy to cut. I just got a standard pair of wire snippers, about 1 inch from the end. Just remember, this ain't rocket science. You're just trying to plant. You're just trying to plant some some potatoes. So, all right, that's 8 foot. That's plenty big enough. I was going to do 10 foot, but it would have been actually it'd been too much. Well, this is what I was telling you about leaving your extra wire. Spin it around here where you see it. You leave a little extra wire sticking out, about 1 inch. That way you can lock these in together and bend them in, and that's what will hold your potato cages together. And if you got some extra up here, you can bend them around so there won't be a eye hazard. Squeeze the ends up, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. All right, there's a close-up view. You can see I left about 1 inch, 1.5 inch wire here. Crimp these around, and you just followed it around, do it, and there's your cage. I want to show you what I was talking about. Get your 8-foot line marked. Start right in the center. Real easy to cut. Just work your way on down as you go. This wire is extremely sharp after you cut it, though. As you can see, I didn't cut myself, but all right. There's one cut just in a few seconds. You want to leave these about 1 inch long here, sticking up. And what you do is they just will fit into each other. Bend them over and they lock your fence in. So easy peasy. Now probably about 10 more to go. If you don't have no one helping you, just get you a sledgehammer, big chunk of rock or something, and lay on top of your fence and hold it down. Just get it, drag it back. I'll lay a hammer on it. Like I said, hammer, rock, anything just to hold it. Kick it out here. 8 foot. You left that one a little long, so you want to cut this one a little closer, about 1/2 inch. Just do it all over again. Today's Monday after Easter, and it's about 84 degrees today. Feels pretty good, but the way the weather's been here lately, the wind has been terrible. The wind has, but that'll give you a pretty good sized cage to put your potatoes in, and we'll try to get the rest of them cut, and then we'll show you us installing them down here and what you have to do step by step. As you can see behind me here, I don't know if we're going to beat the rain. It's clouding up. They're calling for rain this evening, and I'm trying to get ahead of it. Hopefully we're going to get at least one done before the rain gets here. But I got the compost pile cleaned out pretty good, packing it down there. And all right, we got everything laid out down here. Got everything here, but like I said, it looks like it's getting ready to pour the rain, but this is to give you an idea what they're going to look like. We got them stacked through here. They'll be pretty good size. And when we get ready to harvest them, it'll be right here beside the road. I think we ended up with 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, got 10 cages made. About 4 foot in diameter. All right, we're going to try to dry some steaks and stuff, and show you a little bit more as it goes. If we don't get rained out, if we do, we'll come back if we're able to tomorrow, and continue it tomorrow. But hopefully we get this going. I usually would use a T-post driver, but I figured most people, you don't have fencing, you're going to not have a T-post driver, and you're going to be using the hammer. So that's what we're going to try to do. All right, that's pretty good. What you want to do is where you cut your wire earlier, here you want to put it straight across from this, and that way when you get ready to harvest your potatoes, you'll just be able to open them up. You want to make sure this is lined up here on one of your strands going down. I usually have me some zip ties to do this with, but I'm just going to use a piece of metal. I'm trying to hurry because it beat the rain. I'm going to show you how to do this one. I got a piece of metal wire here, and I'm going to go around the top one and secure it. Give it a few twists. Bend your barbs back. That should do it right there. Looks pretty good, actually. All right, we'll bust this one open here. Gonna put a little bit in here to start lining your bottom. Lining the bottom probably really isn't that necessary, but it'll help hold moisture in later on during the growing season. All right. All right, I'm gonna start it out here with some composted mulch that we had from last year. This is pretty wet. As you can see, you just start filling it up. I believe I can use my hands faster. Oh, God, that's hot. Woo. I'm gonna take this bucket back. It's too hot. It's still working. It's too hot on the potatoes. So let me take this and then dump it and get an older bit out of there. All right, what I'm doing is put about a 4-inch layer of mulch on the bottom, and then I put some all-purpose dirt in here. And I'm gonna put a little bit more, about 2 more inches of mulch on top of that. Then I'm gonna start my first row of potatoes, and then I'll start lining the edges with more straw. The only purpose of the straw is, well, actually it's got 2 purposes. And later on in the year when it starts to get to dry out, it helps hold some moisture in. The main purpose is just to keep the dirt from falling out. So I got all these wired together. That's what I was telling you about, leaving that extra inch. You get it to there and you bend it around, and that's what holds your cage together. And you get that done, it's pretty secure, so you don't have to worry about it falling apart. But the biggest problem to doing potatoes in a cage is getting your straw to line, and 2 people needs to be, but I'm just here by myself today, so most people's got to do it that way. So, but we'll put a little bit more mulch in there, small amount of fertilize, I do have some goat manure and chicken manure mixed in with my all-purpose dirt. So I like to actually, that little while ago I took over there, brought over here, it was so hot, I got it from the wrong side of the pile. It literally burnt my hand. So this is pretty real good, worked out, good and cool. Just want to make a good base, get your base set in good and heavy. That'll give you potatoes a place to grow out, stretch out. We may have missed the rain. It might have went the other way. All right, that gives us about an 8-inch base to start out with. So I'm gonna start my first row maybe 2-3 inches from the sides all the way around. That gives you potato time to come out, and it's got plenty of room to grow your potato spuds in the ground. So I think I'm going to start out with the Kennebecks, I believe. These are seed potatoes, what they call seed potatoes. I usually cut them, but I ain't fooling with that this year. You can see they already got good eyes on them. You want to plant them as many as you can with the eyes facing out to the edge of the cage. And I'm just going to drop them in there for now. I'll go through and fix them in a minute, but I'm just trying to get some kind of spacing, see what it's going to look like. It's never anything with this stuff's trial and error. But that's pretty good right there. That'll grow a lot of potatoes. Yeah. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 10 potatoes. That's actually really good, more than I thought it was going to get. But can't get my hand in there and get that, and I'll get that in a minute. All right, want that a little bit back, just a little bit. But that looks good right there. I'm going to show you what they look like. That's what they're going to look like. I'm going to work on them, space them a little bit better. It gives you an idea what you're going to do. 10 potatoes, that's about perfect. I cut that at 8 foot, the fence, and time it rolls up, it looks about like 4 foot diameter. May not be that big, but there's your good top view. I'm gonna go around and fix these. I don't want them like touching the fence wire. I'll fix them in a minute off camera. This is what you do, and you just keep building it up. And I'm going to go ahead and work on this one, and I'll bring you back when I get a little closer. These are McCain seed potatoes from Canada. And I believe over here I have some Yukon Golds. So you need to know what you want to plant for. The Kennebecks they're a good frying potato, and they also make a good mashed potato. But for overall flavor for a mashed potato, you're not going to beat a Yukon Gold. But it's not good for frying, and it doesn't have a long shelf life. So you got to take all this in consideration on what you're doing. But there's another shot of it, and I'm going to try to work on this a little bit more to try to beat this rain, and we'll bring you back in a few minutes. All right, I wanted to bring you back. I got the first layer done. Starting on my second layer. This straw that I bought from Lowe's is junk. It falls all apart, so it's about impossible to line your sides with. You can see there, every bit of it's just crumbled up. But if you know a good farmer or something that's got good good cut straw. Get it where to line your edges better. But that's the first row. I'm getting ready to start on the second row now, and just wanted to bring you back and show you the levels, how you get it done. We'll try to build up around the sides here with this straw as I put some dirt in, but it ain't looking good. All right, I just got this last one done. You can see what it looks like. There's about 5 stacked rows of potatoes in there, and then I went ahead and filled the top full, and hopefully there'll some come out the top here. But about the time I got done, here comes Inspector Chrissy. What do you think, Inspector Chrissy?
Well, I think it's going to be a good way to plant your potatoes.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
You do?
I do.
Say hello, world.
Hello, world.
Yeah, that
Goodbye, sunshine, because there's not any today.
No, it looks like it's getting ready to pour the rain. That's why I was trying to hurry and get at least one done this evening. And about the time I got it finished, Chris pulls in. So you ought to know they always pull in when the work's done. But
we're smart.
Yeah.
That just makes us smart.
Yeah, right. But that was a good use of the mulch. You can see the mulch pile over there. And we saved all that mulch for back in the summer, and we're using it in here, and the potatoes ought to grow good in it. And I also put some layers of I had some goat manure, chicken manure, and all-purpose growing medium, and got that one done. It took about a quarter of a bag, a 50-pound bag of potatoes. So if that thing produces like it should, it ought to be a lot of potatoes in there. But I got the rest of them here, as you can see out through there in a row. I made 10 cages. I don't know how many I'm going to use, but I got the garden looking pretty good. Going to have to work on it, but we're going to be going out of town here in a couple of days to a food show. Well, actually not out of town, just overnight. But she has a business, and she's got to go to a food show and do meter suppliers and stuff. So
we might show you guys our little trip.
Yeah, we might show them up there. We're going to Roanoke, Virginia. If you've never heard of it, ever been there. What's the name of the motel?
It's the Hotel Roanoke.
Hotel Roanoke.
Yes.
And how much was it a night?
Like $400 and some dollars a night.
$400 a night.
I'm not paying for that.
So the bed sheets had better be made of gold or something other. But
yeah, I was like, wow.
But
we stayed there before several years ago. We stayed there many years ago. It was a gift, and we went there. It's a nice place. It's kind of, I think, historic.
Yeah, it's historical more than anything. It's a historical feature in Roanoke, Virginia.
Yeah.
And we're just going up for the night, and we're gonna eat dinner and go through and meet some of the suppliers and see anything new for her store. But back to that, my neighbor's roosters has drove me crazy today. They've crowed all day long, but I guess that's what we get for living near a farm. But all right, it's the next day. We got rained out last night. About the time that we were getting ready to finish the video, we got rained out. I was going to end it there, but it started raining, so I had to gather everything up and get it taken out. So I came out this morning and worked on getting some more of these done. And I'm going to show you a little secret also to do if you just want to add something to your potato cages. So I'm going to show you a little trick. All right, I got this done this morning. This was the one we finished last night, and I decided to come out this morning and do some more. I got some cleanup yet to do, but I got 4 of them done. 4 of them held a whole 50-pound bag of potatoes. So a lot of work, I'm not going to tell you that it's easy for doing these cages. It's a lot of work, but you know, for one day versus having to hoe them and heal them and all that throughout the spring and early summer, the one-time deal thing. So it is a little bit of extra work, but I hope it turns out nice. I think it will, but you never can tell, weather depending and everything. But I heaped them up here on the tops, mixed a little bit of fertilizer in here on the top, and what it'll do throughout the year is, as it rains on it, it'll gradually feed the fertilizer through it, and then we have the mulch and all that'll break down, straw will break down, and that'll feed them through the year. But I like to come out here and you put a little, we usually like to use 1919, so I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but I like to stir it all up so it'll actually get down in there. This one here, we run out of potatoes about right in here, and sort of what we had planned on. But I'm going to show you what we're going to do on the top of this one. The last potatoes down in here, they could possibly grow on up. You know, potatoes will do that. There's a weed. But I'm going to show you something that we're going to do, and let me get it and I'll show you. All right, we got us some onions. I don't like using these style onions, but we've done a video on different styles of onions and stuff. So if you like to eat onions throughout the year, these will get fairly decent. You can put them in a salad or whatever, but you don't want to use these if you're planning on getting big onions. And I had them left over and I might as well plant them. So I'm just going to randomly just put them in here. If they grow, they grow. If they don't, they don't. But I done already have them. Like I said, I shot some footage on different onions, different types of onions, what'll grow good onions and what won't grow good onions. But since I got them, I might as well use them. And like I said, you can run out and get you one of these, but they're really not make nothing. They're just good if you just want to onion in a salad or something. But I'm just randomly putting them in here. I guess some yellow and some white. No rhyme to the reason, just putting them in here. This one here, he's already started. He's the yellow. I'm gonna put him over here. And then I got some whites. I'll put these on this side. I don't see no reason why they shouldn't come up good in here. Like I said, if you just want some small eating onions throughout the year, this may be a good idea to do, but it's something I thought of last minute. But you never can tell till you try. Alrighty. I just randomly just put them in there. You can see what it'll do. And I believe it'll do good. So but we got the rest of the cages. I'm gonna put 4 more in with the Yukon Golds. I'll finish putting them out through here. And then I'll have 2 cages. I'm gonna try planting sweet potatoes in. So I figured if regular potatoes would do good, sweet potatoes might even do better. And plus they're a pretty plant when they're growing. So, but I still got some work to do, clean up around it here, but that's what they look like. I wanted to show you. Got to get everything cleaned up, get everything, probably maybe put an extra couple of stakes in here because they're a lot more bigger than I thought. And on this hill here, it might need a little bit more bracing. I don't know. I'm going to shake them a little bit and see, and I'm going to clean that up. But all right, I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. I hope you enjoy this video. It's something everybody's been asking us to do, is show how to grow potatoes in cages. And I thought it was a pretty neat idea. And then we wanted to add the onion bulbs to it. So we'll post you later on in the year how this is going. And we'll see how it does. And if it does good, it ought to be a lot of potatoes. So thank you all for tuning in today to Fuller's Outdoor Country. And we'll see you next time. God bless. See you later. Just wanted to give you a recap here at the end. I got them done and wanted to let you see what they all look like. So